Good. So, hello. Today, I want to work on a little bit slower pace than I normally do in the class. I might not succeed, but I'm going to try. So we're going to do a Hatha class, means we're going to hold the postures a little bit longer, and we're going to work through a series of standing postures and then seated that work into the hips with the aim of then staying seated for a breathing exercise and a meditation towards the end of the class. And then we'll finish off with our Shavasana. So let's get started in child's pose. If you have your blanket, just have it to the side of the mat, like towards the back and away from the camera mat. And I recommend starting with your right side facing the camera so that maybe you can see me better. Oh, yeah, and somebody else is here. Yeah, Vicky, that's good. Right side of your body facing the camera. Mat the long way facing the camera. And let's just start towards the back of the mat, knees wide, big toes touching, and then sit your way back towards your heels. And if you can, thread your arms through your legs and just rest the forehead on the ground. Yeah, nice. So just taking a moment to get grounded and settle while you set up. I was just recommending having the long side of the mat facing the camera, the right side of your body facing the camera, and setting up in a way that I can see you. Yeah. And just take a moment to put every thought that is not this space and this time aside. Notice the contact of your forehead with the ground. See if you can soften your jaw. Let the shoulder heads drop. And find the sense of grounding and heaviness on your hips. Again, just take a moment to have an inward gaze as to how you're feeling today. How's your energy level? Any emotions going on? Any thoughts? And just let them roam free without really clinging on to any of those. Allowing yourself to be fully present. You've seen the ground as your contact to anchor to this present moment. Take a deep inhale, allowing the back body to expand. And on your exhale, allow yourself to be heavy and drop all the way down. Again, inhaling deeply, rising through the back body. And exhaling, dropping everything, jaw, shoulders, and hips. And just the last one, inhaling, releasing tension from the back. And exhaling and just dropping a bit heavier. Very slowly, bring your hands below your chest to push the floor away and curl on up slowly to a seat. Nice, and let's walk the hands forward and slowly move the legs a little bit. So your knees are hip width apart. And just extend the right leg back, curling the toes under, and then push back to press back through the heel, pushing the floor away with your hands. Slight extension, yeah. And then let's just switch left leg back with the toes curled under and then press back through the heel, pushing the floor away. Yeah. Right knee stays down. Good. And let's just warm up the hip, the wrists a little. So on your hands and knees, place your hands like really soft, kind of almost like sloppy on the floor. And we're just gonna do circles clockwise, going past the line of the wrist and then going behind. Just keeping the elbows softly extended. And just circular motions with the whole body. So kind of like going in circles, yes. Circle forward and back, like clockwise, hands on the floor. Yeah, just try to explore the whole surface of the hands. See how you change the weight in a circular fashion from the rim to the middle to the other side and back. And let us switch directions, counterclockwise, passing through all the borders of the hands, of the palm, and also feeling how the weight shifts to the fingertips as you go forward, feeling how much pressure you're on your wrists, and just with curiosity, exploring those sensations. And take a last one, slow circle. And then sit back a little bit, shake the wrists, shake out your hands. And we're gonna take the fingers towards you, fingers back, and try to place the heels of the hands on the floor and then lean back and lift the heels of the hands. So just shifting the weight back towards your heels, stretching the forearm, fingers with the palms almost flat and just lifting the heels of the hands, yes. And then release, again, shake it out a little bit and come on your knees. We're gonna knock the fists together, like flush the fists together like this, and press the back of the hand against the floor. Walk your knees closer to your hands to make it easier. And then we're gonna do push-ups. So bend the elbows out and then push the floor away, keeping your knuckles and your fists together till you extend the elbows. And then again, pushing through the fists out with your elbows and then lifting up, straightening the elbows. You got it, yes. So just like weird fist push-ups. And you should just feel a stretch in the back of the hand. Try to extend the elbows completely and then bend them, but all the time pushing through the back of the fists with a little bit of strength. Last one. And then release, one more little shake of the hands. And we're gonna put again hands and knees. This time, walk the knees back to have it below your hips and spread the fingers wide. So like you really spread the fingers like you're a gecko climbing a wall. And make sure your index fingers are pointing either directly forward or a little bit turned out. For me, I find it a little bit easier to point the index fingers almost towards the corners of my mat. Imagine that you have like a little eye between your index and your thumb, and the eye is looking forward. So that's the angle that you want to have with your wrists. And from here, we're gonna walk the knees a little bit closer, and the shoulders go a little bit past the line of your wrist. And from there, push through the finger pads and try to lift the heels of the hands. And then down. So first knuckle push-ups, heels of the hand lifts, and then down. This is a strength building exercise for the hands and the wrists. So pushing through the finger pads and lift the heels of the hands, and then down. Let's take two more, and down, and then up, and down. And then release to have a wrist stretch. Take your arms in front of you. You can sit or kneel. I like kneeling. And then turn the palms out. Cross the right hand on top of the left and interlace your fingers. Yeah, and then bring it in. I'm gonna show it closer to you. So right hand on top of left, and then bring it in, bending the elbows, and then extend it forward. I used to do that when I was a kid a lot. And then come and bring it back. Switch, now left arm on top, interlace the hands, and then bring it in and forward. Yeah, that's on the outer wrist, a little stretch. And then take your fingers pointing down in front of you. We're gonna start with the left hand, pulling the left thumb, and all the time keep fanning the pinky in the opposite direction. Fan the pinky out and pull the thumb in. And then switch to pull your index finger, but keep fanning that pinky out. And then index finger, give it a gentle pull. It's like flossing for the forearm. And then ring finger, fan the pinky out. And then pinky, fan the thumb out. And then right hand. So fanning the pinky out, pull the thumb gently towards you. And then index finger, and middle finger. And ring finger, spreading the fingers, and then pinky, fanning the thumb out, shake it out. Come back to hands and knees, curl your toes under, and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Keeping the arms straight. Again, check with the alignment of your hands, index pointing forward or slightly out. And for now, let's bend one knee and then the other, shake the head, yes or no. Just starting to wiggle a little bit here, finding your body very slowly. And we're gonna take an inhale, lift the heels high and bend the knees. This is our bent knee down dog and the starting position. We're gonna inhale here, keeping the arms straight. On the exhale, extend your legs and come to a plank. Yeah, and you wanna have in plank shoulders over the wrists. Yes, that looks better. And you may need to walk the feet out a little bit more, longer. So set to walk the feet and the hands longer. Yes, so that the shoulders are stacking above the wrists. Perfect, you guys look perfect. And then let's switch between those two just to warm up a little bit more. Inhale, bend the knees, press the hips back, bend knee down dog. Rib cage comes closer to your thighs. Exhale to plank. In and out the nose all the time. Inhale, bend knee down dog, press back, push the floor away. Exhale to plank. Again, inhale, bend knee down dog. Exhale, plank. Try to move with your breath, maybe slower than I'm guiding. Inhaling as you press back. And then exhale, full extent of the exhale to come to plank. Let's take two more, inhaling back. And exhale to plank. And last one, inhale back to bend knee down dog. Exhale to plank, and we're gonna hold it just for a little bit. I wanna check your alignment, so stay there. Push the floor away through your hands, ground through the finger pads, almost like you wanna scratch the floor, and pop up the back of your shoulder blades. Yes, stay with it, very, very nice. You guys look perfect. Spread the fingers really intensely and keep reaching back through the heels and slightly tucking the tailbone, like you want to reach your tailbone back between your heels. And belly sucking in, navel towards your spine. Stay for 3, 2, 1, and then knees down. And then let's take a child's pose, arms back, forehead down. Just catching up after the effort. On the inhale, curl on our back to a seat, and let's come back to that plank slowly. So just to check again on the alignment of the fingers and the hands. And in yoga, we try to have really active hands. So try to spread the fingers, index pointing forward or out. Take an inhale here in plank. And on the exhale, drop your knees down. We're gonna workshop a little bit the next phase of what we call the vinyasa in yoga. So knees are down and we're gonna lift the feet and cross through the ankles. So if you can see now, my shoulders are behind the line of my wrists. What I wanna do is shoot my chest forward so that my shoulders are on top or slightly beyond the line of my wrists. And I'm just gonna gaze down, slightly past the top edge of the mat, take an inhale. On the exhale, bend the elbows halfway and keep the elbows close to your body. And then extend it back out. Yes, we're gonna do a few push-ups here to build up the strength. Keep the gaze forward, the belly in. Try not to arch the spine, but keep it tucked in. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows back behind you, elbows close to your body, halfway. And then back up. You wanna bend the elbows almost to 90 degrees. Inhale again. Exhale, and bend the elbows back. Keep the collarbones forward, like you're smiling through your collarbone. And then extend it out. Come on, let's do it together. Let's start again. Arms straight, take an inhale. On the exhale, shoot the chest forward. Keep the collarbones broad and bend the elbows halfway. And then straighten back up. Yes, we're almost there. Last one. Bend the elbows halfway and then drop all the way down to your belly. Oh. Let's just melt down all the way to the belly. Coming on down. Yes, you're holding it, but let's come down all the way. Good. So now we're gonna come into Cobra. Hands come next to the chest at chest level. Same position that you would from that half push-up or plank, because these poses are normally done in a sequence. So keep the palms flat on the ground, index finger pointing forward or out, elbows close to your body. And let's place the forehead down for a second just to rest the neck and the head. And now your feet are straight back. Press through the tops of the feet so much that your kneecaps straighten and lift. So we are active in the legs here. So you're pushing through the tops of the feet so the kneecaps lift. And then inhale, roll the shoulder heads back and come to Cobra. You're really using the muscles in your back and not so much the hands. So come all the way down. Even if I do it with my hands, that's how much you wanna come up in this one. So we're gonna do the baby Cobra. Yeah, so even hands are not doing any effort, just lift the chest, keep the chin slightly towards your chest and press through the tops of the feet. Go a bit lower. We'll get to the father Cobra. For now, it's with the baby. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, release, relax the legs, relax the back body, drop the head. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Keep the weight off of the hands still. Press through the tops of the feet and come to that baby Cobra again. Make sure the back of the neck is long. So gaze down, chin slightly towards your chest, as opposed to gazing forward and cranking the neck back. And then slowly release. I can already feel my back working a lot. Let's take the last baby Cobra. Shoulder heads back. Maybe put a little bit more weight in the hands just for alignment. Keep the elbows close to your body and press to the tops of the feet. Legs are active. And then release. Extend your arms forward, forehead down, relax the legs for a second. Catch up with your breath. These back bends can be stimulating at times. Okay, so on the next inhale, lift the right leg, your head, and the left leg. So opposite arm and leg, like you're swimming or flying like Superman. Keep the gaze still down, and then exhale, lower everything down. Next, inhale, left arm and right leg and head rise. Very good. And then lower back down. Inhale, right arm, left leg, head up. Exhale and lower. And then the last one, left arm, right leg and head. And then lower. On the inhale, lift everything, arms, legs, and head, like you're flying or floating. Try to lift it a little bit. Yes. Keep the gaze slightly down. And then release. Drop everything down. Walk your hands closer to your chest again. And take the fingertips out of the mat. And pop onto fingertips with your hands, like spider hands. Forehead down. Press to the tops of the feet again so your kneecaps lift. So the legs are active. And on the inhale, roll the shoulder heads back, lift the chest and lift the head. Intimidation Cobra. This is like the parent, the baby becoming a teenager. Take an inhale, shoulder heads away from the ears, so drop the elbows and then release. Come back down, relax the legs for a sec. Let's do one more. Inhale, pressing through the finger pads, roll on back, shoulder heads down away from the ears, bend the elbows, pressing through the tops of the feet. And then release, very good. Plant your hands next to your chest, curl the toes under, and then press back to a child's pose for a second, just to counterbalance this pose. On the inhale, lift your head, look forward. And on the exhale, come back down to hands and knees. Hands shoulder width apart, knees a little bit narrower than hip width apart, so closer together. Float your right leg back. And make sure your right hip is not hiking up and opening, but keep the hip bone, the kneecap, and the toes pointing down and at the same level. Put the weight on that right hand and the left knee, and then float your left arm forward. So opposite arm and leg. Yes, it's a little bit of a balance there. Tight through the core, hug the spine with your belly. Keep your gaze down. The back of the neck is long. And imagine there's a line of energy pulling you back from the leg and forward from the hand. And extending your spine in opposite directions from the crown of the head forward and from your tailbone back. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to bring knee to elbow, like a little crunch. Yes. And then inhale, extend it back. Exhale, little crunch, knee to elbow. And then inhale, extend it back. And last one, exhale, crunch. And then inhale, extend it back. Set that left hand down and set the right knee down. Second side, we're going to stay on the left hand, right arm forward, left leg back. Switching sides here, keep the gaze down. And same thing, run through the alignment. So the heel is reaching back in one line and the hand is pulling you forward. So you're growing in opposite directions longer and longer. Crown of the head extending forward, tailbone extending back. Navel hugging in towards the spine. Try to keep the lower back curve a little bit more neutral than it normally would. So a little bit flat on the low back. Gaze down so that the back of the neck is long. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, elbow to your knee, little crunch. Inhale, reaching forward and back. And exhale to crunch. Inhale, reaching forward. And exhale to crunch. Inhale, extend. And on the exhale, release back to hands and knees. And let's take a seat. Okay, as the first part of our warm-up, shake out the wrists, make fists, and let's do a little bit of circles on the wrists. To one side. And then the other side. Okay, so for this one, I like sitting on my heels because it's symmetrical and it allows us to have the spine straight. So if you can sit on your heels, let's try to sit on the heels. If that's too uncomfortable, you can fold your blanket. It's a nice to have, so maybe you don't need it, and prop up the seat a little if you want to be cross-legged, or make like a little bolster so you can sit on your heels. Yeah, just find a comfortable seat for a moment, and I'm just going to walk closer to you so you can see my belly. And I want to do a breathing exercise that is activating. So we're still on the slope up of the class. I want to get the heart rate going as opposed to doing a lot of movement through the breath. And this breath is called Kapalabhati, or shining skull, if I don't have my Sanskrit wrong. And we use forceful exhalation with the muscles in the belly, and the inhale happens automatically. So just to give you the download of how your body should do this, please place your hands on your belly and just full on your belly. And on the inhale, try to stick the belly out, pushing your hands away. And on the exhale, actively suck it in. Like you, a little bit more, yes. Then inhale, push it out softly, just so you feel the contrast. And exhale, a little bit with force, suck it in. Let's do two more. Inhale, belly softens, push it out actively. And exhale, suck it in. Last one, inhale, push it out. And exhale, bring it in. Okay, so when we bring it in, we try to keep the spine straight. We tend to like kind of round to help the air out. So try to keep the spine straight, shoulders relaxed. How did that feel? Did you feel like you could use your muscles to actively bring your belly in? Yes. There? No? Okay, it comes with practice. So the only thing you have to do is try to bring the stomach, it's not the stomach, the abdominals in. So try to just like suck your stomach in. That's the activity you want, right? Yes, okay, yeah, like that. And we're just gonna do it a little bit faster, but slower than usual today. we take a normal cycle of inhale to prepare, and then try to keep the hand on the belly. We're not going to stick the belly out anymore for this one. We're just going to try to press the air in. Okay, so let's take just a normal cycle of inhale. Put one hand on your belly. Normal inhale, normal exhale, and then inhale for Kapalabhati, and exhale, bring it in. Inhale automatically, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let the inhale happen automatically and just suck the belly in. Inhale happens, exhale. All the time in and out the nose. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. And then 1 more. Okay, open your eyes if you have them closed. How did that feel? Awkward enough? Good? Yes, okay. Let's try to do it a little bit faster. If you're uncomfortable in the seat, I see you're already doing it, change your seat so that your hips can be a bit more relaxed and the spine straight. It takes time to sit on, like the same position for a long time. Okay, so now no hands on the belly, shoulders relaxed. We're gonna do it more or less at a pace like this. Okay, I'm gonna try to clasp the fingers if you wanna close your eyes. So normal cycle to prepare, take an inhale normally. And exhale normally. Inhale for Kapalabhati. And start exhale. And relax. Just bring your attention to the center of your forehead. Blink your eyes open. Good, smile. That was enough for Kapalabhati. We'll practice it a few times. Again, let's go back. Well, you're already on your mat. I'll go back to my mat. And let's come to down dog. Curl your toes under, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Just to land here. On the next inhale, lift the heels high, bend your knees and look forward. And step both feet forward towards the front of the mat. Feet hip width apart, bend your knees deeply so you can lay your belly on your thighs. Just let your torso drape over the legs. Swing side to side for a moment. Big inhale. On the exhale, bend the knees deeper, drop the seat, and with a round spine, push the floor away, coming one vertebra at a time, till you come all the way up to standing. Roll the shoulder heads back a few times. And then let's take the right foot back to a wide step. So just face it forward with the feet wide. Heels in, toes out, wider than your hips, like much wider than your hips. And then bend the knees. Let's put the hands on the knees for a moment. And I just want you to gauge how wide apart the legs are. If you have the knees deeply bent, your knees should be more or less in the same line as your ankle. That's how far apart the legs are. If you have them too close together, the knees will go beyond. So try to make them wider so that the knees, yes. And what tends to happen here is that the knees buckle in, especially if we're tighter on the hips. So actively push the knees out with your hands and push your seat back, so your butt back. Yeah. And now check out that your kneecap is pointing kind of in the same direction as the second toe. So that's more or less the alignment there. And we're gonna try to keep that alignment with the legs and then come up with the torso upright. Keep the hands on the thighs for extra support. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, sink deeper. I want you just to feel the sensation of sinking and then try to lift on halfway up as a sensation of pushing. And this is a sensation that I want you to keep, so that pushing. Try to release the arms and keep strong with the legs. Take the arms out. Now the tailbone is pointing down as opposed to back. So bring the hips in, wide. Yes, you guys look good. And then right arm Above the left, hug yourself, just stacking through the elbows. Keep with the legs super strong. Cinching around the waist, hugging the belly with your spine. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. And they say that the pose starts in yoga just when you want to get out. So as you feel the effort happening and your muscles shaking, try to stay with it for another breath. And then the next one. Take an inhale, straighten the legs, open the arms. Expansive inhale, and on the exhale, switch left arm above, right arm underneath, and come back down to our goddess stance. Again, navel to spine. Imagine you're also hugging your spine with your belly. So your waist is becoming smaller and smaller. And find that sensation of pushing to get up as opposed to sinking to sit down. And that sensation is halfway between that effort of both groups of muscles. Take another deep inhale and a soft exhale. Inhale, extend, release, expand the arms, and then parallel your feet. Keep them wide again and just wiggle the hips side to side a little, maybe circles. This is like flossing the hip socket a little. Yeah, and then let's come back to center. How wide the legs should be. Take the wrists out and ankles should be underneath the wrists or slightly in. So not too wide, not wider than that. Yes. Feet are parallel but slightly pigeon-toed. So the toes are a little bit more in than the heels, especially the big toe. And same thing, what's the alignment cues here? Imagine you're pushing down from the outer legs to the outer feet. So like 2 beams of energy there. And then from the inner sides of the legs, you're sucking the energy in. It's like you want to wrinkle your mat towards the center. 2 opposite actions at the same time, out through the outer legs and in through the inner legs. Keep all of that, take an inhale. And on the exhale, start hinging from the hips. If your spine starts rounding, bend the knees a little or a lot. And then with a straight spine, place your hands at the same line as your feet. Maybe that you want to have wider stance and bend the knees a little bit or a lot more. And then drop the head so that the crown of the head is aiming towards the ground. Now, my priority here is not that you have your legs completely straight, but that you have the spine as straight as possible. So you might want to bend the knees a little bit more and use the abdominal muscles to fold yet deeper. Palms are flat. Just extending the back body a little bit. And put some weight and pressure on your toes. Again, that sensation of pushing the floor away rather than sinking into it. Inhale, come halfway up, walk your fingertips forward, maybe straighten the legs. And then bend the knees a lot, hands on your hips, and inhale, come all the way up. We're gonna get out of here in a minute, but we're gonna repeat the same pose, just using our hands as leverage on the ankles. So same beams of energy out through the outer legs, in through the inner legs, lift all through the spine, inhale. And on the exhale, hinging from the hips, catch your ankles. And then bend the elbows out to pull yourself forward. And if you feel it, that the spine is rounding, bend the knees a lot. A lot, yes. Got nice, beautiful. This is like picture pose yoga. And relax the back of the neck. Breathing in and out the nose. Take an inhale. On the exhale, release the hands from the ankles, bring them on the hips, bend the knees. And then push the floor away, coming up slowly. Nice. We're keeping the same stance. Take the arms out and turn your left foot out so that the toes are pointing to the short side of the mat. Yes. Now we have heel of the left foot aligned with the arch of the back foot. We're gonna take the right hip backwards, so towards the right foot, and then reach with the left arm. Push the floor away strongly with the right leg, and then take your hand to your left shin bone. If you feel it a lot around the knee on that left leg, bend the knee a little bit. Otherwise, try to keep the front and the back leg straight. And then right arm reaches up towards the sky. Options here for your head. You can keep the ear towards the shoulder and gaze up, or you can turn your head to look at your toes. So find a comfortable position for your neck. I like looking at my toes a lot. Take an inhale. Keep pushing the floor away through the back foot. And then on the exhale, look down if you haven't already. Start bending that front leg, shorten your stance. We're gonna take the left fingertips out and to the left, and then try to lift the back leg. And I say try because it may not happen, but just the intention counts. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Push strongly through the left leg. Yes, very nice. You can bend the front leg a lot. Yes, here we go. Take your last breath here. Then on the exhale, slowly drop the back leg down and come on up. And let's widen the stance, lengthen the stance, and bend that front knee, the left leg. We're still facing the same side on the mat. We're just coming into a warrior two stance. In warrior two, you don't want the front knee going beyond the line of the ankle. You want to stack it right on top or even behind. So that's good. Same thing, heel to back arch alignment. Yeah, so press back or lengthen the stance. Yeah, so the front knee doesn't go beyond the line of the ankle. And if you peek over that front knee, you should see the big toe on the inner side so that the knee is not buckling in. And then take the arms wide. Let's do goddess arms. So the hips are facing the long side of the mat, not towards the front, but towards the long side. Elbows down and touch your fingers, the index finger and the thumb. Goddess arms and warrior legs. Perfect balance of softness and strength. Take an inhale, extend the arms and the front leg, and then parallel the feet again, shorten your stance a little, so a bit narrower. And then let's do the other side, right foot out for our triangle pose. Hips back towards the left leg, so tuck it in, reach with the right arm out, and then right hand to your right shin bone, pushing the floor away with the back leg and the front leg too, and then left arm up towards the sky. Okay, same position of your head as you did for the first side, maybe looking down or keeping the ear towards the shoulder and trying to look with your eyes towards your top fingertips. Your choice. You can explore a little bit of both. Take an inhale. On the exhale, bend the front knee and shorten the stance. Right fingertips out and to the right, and then try to lift that back leg. It takes that pushing from the standing leg as opposed to sinking into it to find that lifting of the back leg. That's good. Try is all that we're here for. Take another inhale. On the exhale, bend the standing leg and step back. Longer stance, sliding the back foot back to bend the right knee for a warrior two stance. Same alignment tips. Front knee doesn't go beyond the ankle, and it's the big toe on the inner side. Yes, they have a longer stance there too. Either slide the front foot forward or the back foot back. Forward, forward. So your knee is going beyond, try to keep it on top of the ankle. And then arms out, inhale. And goddess arms, elbows in, index and thumb touching. This helps the shoulders relax. It's a softer pose on the lower body and a stronger one on the, no, other way around. Strong on the lower body, soft on the top. Inhale, extend arms and legs, parallel your feet, bend the knees, hands to your hips, and then slowly wiggle. Wiggle your feet closer together. One last standing pose, and then we'll come back to the floor. Bring the right knee in towards your chest and give it a little squeeze. Maybe micro bend the standing leg so that you can find, and I'm just going to show you from the side, a neutral spine. So maybe you need to bend the standing leg, grabbing the front of the shin bone, hugging it in. Very nice, yes. Take an inhale. On the exhale, just hug the knee with the right hand and put your left hand on your hip. Flex that right foot and then take out, opening up the leg. Now check this out. Try to turn your head towards the leg, towards the left, towards the opposite direction of your knee, finding a point for balance. Yes. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back in close, that bring the head forward, and then release. Nice. And let's do the other side. Left knee in towards the chest. We're just taking a moment to land and get used to the pressure. Using the arms, but relaxing the shoulders. Find your balance here. Inhale. On the exhale, just the left hand stays, right hand to your hip. Flex that floating foot. And then as you open it, turn your head in the opposite direction. Good. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back through center. And then release. Take the feet a little bit wide, heels in, toes out, and come to a squat. Malasana. Just for a moment. An active Malasana, pressing the elbows out as you hug the knees in. Just to prepare the hips a little bit more. And then release. Let's sit down. If you have your blanket, we're going to start preparing for the seated postures. So fold it with a thick border. I have it folded to a square and put it back behind you. And you can sit just on the rim of it so that your hips are tilting a little bit forward. Yeah. And with the hips tilted forward on that edge of the blanket, oops, I'm messing up my mat. We're going to take the legs wide.
Do I need the blanket, Anna?
No, you don't need it. You can also do it without. Yes. So you can just sit with legs wide. It just helps to tilt the hips a little bit forward. Legs wide, fingertips behind you to lift all through the spine. Active legs, so press through the backs of the legs. Flex the feet, toes pointing up. Inhale here. And the exhale with a straight spine, start walking yourself forward. Powering through the legs. And then a little bit more forward, using your abdominals to fold deeper. Doesn't have to be all the way down. And then walk yourself back in. And let's take a comfortable seat, either cross-legged. The easiest cross-legged you can do to hold it a bit is stacking your heels, so in one line, or simple cross-legged. Good. Just want to walk closer to the camera because I want to guide us through the breathing exercise to prep for the meditation. So lift all through your spine. Take your right hand up. And we're going to take the thumb to cover the right nostril. And the ring and pinky finger, more or less the ring finger to cover the left. Okay, just breathing in and out the nose. And I'll keep your eyes softly open so that you can also see my hands. Let's take a normal inhale and a normal exhale. Now cover your right nostril with the thumb Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Close the left nostril. Exhale right for 3, 2, 1. Inhale right for 1, 2, 3. Close right. Exhale left. 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. 1, 2, 3. Close left. Exhale right. 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3. Close right. Exhale left. 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. 1, 2, 3. Close left. Exhale right. 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3. Close right. Exhale left. 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. 1, 2, 3. Close both. Hold that in for 1, 2, 3. Open right. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3. Close both. Keep it in for 1, 2, 3. Exhale left for 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. 1, 2, 3. Close left and keep it in. 1, 2, 3. Exhale right. 3, 2, 1. Close it. Keep the breath out for 1, 2, 3. Open right. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Close right. Keep it in for 1, 2, 3. Exhale left for 3, 2, 1. Close both. Keep it out. 1, 2, 3. And release your hand. Normal breath. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine sitting in your favorite place. Your favorite place can be in your imagination. You can paint this place however you want. It can be indoors or outdoors. You may have nature underneath you, sand or grass, moss, comfy carpet. But try to feel the sensation of that texture that you're sitting on. And in your mind's eye, start taking the surroundings in. Imagine you're standing up. Start walking around this place. It feels safe and happy. Notice the light. How is it? Dim or bright? What is the temperature of the air in your skin? What can you see? Any colors? The things that are around you? Any movements of beings or objects? What is the textures and the little details in those? Walking around with curiosity. What can you hear? Any sounds in this place? Natural or man-made? What can you smell? Is there any scents that you can perceive? Any flavors you can sense? In your mind's eye, take it all in and feel the joy and the comfort. What things can you do in this place? Any play, any rest. This is your happy place. It's yours only. You can come here anytime to find this kind of peace. Notice the texture under your feet as you walk around. And slowly make your way back to your seat in that happy place. Now, if you choose, you can stay here seated. It's our meditation. Otherwise, recommend we make our way to our backs, still with the eyes closed, very sleepy, moving to lie down on your mat. Moving any props out of the way. And if you're lying down, but also if you stayed seated, try to relax the base of your skull. Let any tension from your neck dissolve, dropping the weight of the head, allowing the ears to drop, the jaw to relax. Forehead is soft, eyes closed. Allow the shoulders and the upper back to become heavier, relaxing down the arm bones through your elbows and forearms. Releasing tension around the wrists, your hands and your fingers. Let the chest and the belly be soft so they can move with the breath. Low back floating away from the ground, supple. Let your glutes and your hips relax down through the thighs, around the backs of the legs, your knees, your shin bones, all the way down to your ankles and heels digging on the ground. Releasing tension from the arches and tops of the feet, toes floating away. Completely surrender the weight of your body to the ground, finding an absolute peace and relaxation here. Try to be a passive observer of anything that is going inside or outside of you. Just watching without reacting. Peaceful observer with a focus on rest and relaxation. Take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale it out your mouth with a sigh. Slowly start wiggling your fingers and your toes, picking up the wrists and the ankles. Maybe moving the neck very gently side to side. Maybe stretching the arms above head and shrugging the shoulders. Trying to keep the eyes closed and that inward gaze. Bending the knees. Maybe soles of the feet stay on the ground. As you gently windshield wiper the legs, or maybe knees to chest. Whatever feels yummier for your back and your body. And as you're ready, just roll into one side of your body and pause there for a moment. In a fetal position, make a pillow with your arm. Just to regroup. Reconnect to this space, this time. With your eyes closed, push the far away, coming back to an upright seat. Relaxing the arms, spine straight. Next inhale, bring your hands together in front of your chest. And the exhale, gently bowing the head down. It's a sign of gratitude to yourself for allowing yourself this time. Lift your head and blink the eyes open. Now I finish the class. Namaste. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed. I can see the progress already. I love it. I wish I could have taken a picture of some of your poses, but I won't. Good. I'll share the recording after the class, and I hope to see you here next week. Bye.